Absolutely. I'm really excited to introduce Jennifer Maher from up in New York. She's an associate broker with eXp Commercial and also the CEO of Grit Assist. Welcome, Jennifer. We're so excited to have you here this morning.
Thank you, guys. This was very informative.
I know we spoke a little bit before, and you were excited to see our whole pitch in the beginning. So we're glad.
Yeah, I've only had the whole residential pitch over and over and over. So I've never, not pitch, but you know what I mean, the presentation. So
this is a good way then, Jennifer, to have you watch it as a captive audience. But we are really excited as a fellow New Yorker, as a woman owner of commercial real estate. If you don't mind sharing with Brittany, myself, and everyone else here, your journey into commercial real estate.
So my journey into commercial real estate, I've been licensed for 26 years. And honestly, the last market crash I had just prior stepped my toes into commercial real estate. And I really kind of locked into two sides of this really big mobile home park sale. And then the market crash. I was a single mom, and in my residential book of business, I had moved upstate. I grew up in Brooklyn and Staten Island, New York, and moved upstate, and I didn't know anybody. So I got very involved with the local chamber of commerce. And then I founded the county business council. And so my sphere of influence was elected officials and business owners. And the market crash, they weren't selling their houses, and they weren't leaving, right? They weren't leaving, and they just, not much was going on in that world. And so I had this taste of the commercial, and I went all in because I wasn't sure what to do. So looking at my sphere of influence, how can I drum up some business? And so commercial is where I went, and I never looked back.
Amazing. That's such an amazing story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brittany, you may know this and share with Jennifer maybe a question, because, you know, two powerful women going into an industry that was known as the good old boys club, right? And different. So I think you may have some questions for Jennifer on, you know, maybe different things you had to go through and seeing what Jennifer had to experience also.
Absolutely. I mean, I've actually never sold a home, never been a realtor. I've been a commercial expert since the very beginning. So what was that transition like for you, especially because commercial real estate, you know, it used to be the good old boys network. That's definitely changing these days. But how was that transition for you from the residential side to the commercial?
It was amazing. It was easy, and it was seamless. First of all, I have to thank my mother. My mother worked her way up from a secretary. I remember when she made about $4,000 a year. That was like her salary in 1975, to the highest paid employee who was not an engineer for an engineering firm called Hazen and Sawyer. And so I had a lot of this knowledge of the commercial world, like through osmosis, right? So, and interest. And I kind of got bored on a residential side. I mean, here there's just like raised ranch after raised ranch. And once in a while there's like interesting, and, you know, you could probably specialize in luxury, but I'm not the most patient people hand-holding coddler person in the world. And so I was super engaged, mentally. It brought me alive and back interested in the industry. So, and then as far as the good old boy club, yeah, absolutely. But those good old boys took really good care of me. I found a really good group of people, and I was really good at like stepping in stuff, right? And I'd be like, oh, I have this deal and I'm not sure what to do, and and we built this very much like eXp, and why I love eXp is because of that collaboration. And they always collaborated with me, and we did a lot of deals together, and none of us were with the same company. And so you know, and then as far as the clients go, I found that because it's such a male dominated world, if you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about, I find that men are actually refreshed to deal with a woman because they're around men all day, right? So
I found the same thing. And I found that if you first met them and they might be a little, uneasy, but as soon as you show in the first 2 to 3 minutes how knowledgeable you are about it, they have so much more respect for you.
absolutely, absolutely. And it was a strength. It wasn't a weakness.
I agree. It's not always easy, but it definitely can be beneficial in this industry.
100%. I mean, I think there's still a long way to go. But I think for women, now is the time to get into the industry more than ever.
Agreed.
Well, with Brittany and Jennifer, please put your information here because I'm sure a lot of women want mentors from powerful, strong women that have done this. So please put your information in so we can share it with everyone so they could reach out. And kind of going on that, Jennifer, while you're putting the information in, is, from all this, you owned your own company, you were a partner, right? Which is not easy in any company, male or female, to become a partner. But then what made you change or want to change or move to eXp? What is it that you saw?
Honestly, because a big part of my heart and soul is in the Dominican Republic. And I am actually looking to do what I do here also in the Dominican Republic. So I know eXp Commercial's not over there officially yet, but eXp is. And so I will be first building my own book of business there, working with investors from this country to invest over there. And I was able to do that easily. And then also I'm looking to do similar in Colorado and Sweden. I know it sounds crazy, but there's no other company in the world where you guys aren't looking at me like I'm crazy. You get it. You understand, like there's just no limits, no ceilings. And I'm a really big thinker. And, it was just time to move on and grow.
Yeah, that's amazing. What about Sweden? Tell us more about that. What are your connections and ties there?
So my husband it'll be 2 years in December. His son married a Swedish woman, and we now have 3 Swedish grandchildren. We just had the last baby born. She's 2 months old, Sigrid, and we have Christopher and Samuel. And so obviously it's super important for us to spend as much time over there as possible. So
That's start. Amazing.
Yep. So
my family's from Poland, as you can see from my last name, and my brother and sister-in-law and their 2 kids just moved back 2 weeks ago. So I'll be going over there a lot. Usually I like to go at least 3 times a year. And my mom and I are going to go together and we're going to grow our eXp base there.
Love it.
And try and do referrals back and forth and also grow our team. So we are focused on that for this rest half of the year and next year. So
I love it. See what I'm saying? Like any other group of realtors or real estate professionals, if you stepped in and you had this conversation, they really would look at you like you had a few heads. And then Colorado, my brother and my nephews are in Colorado. I have a very small family. It's my brother and I, my mom, so my brother and my nephews are in Colorado. And so build a base there. And then I'm sort of, have these 4 corners of the world. New York obviously will always be where I don't know, Dominican Republic kind of where my heart is because it's warm all the time and a little less stressful than our country is currently. But, having those 4 places, and it's sort of like a semi-retirement where you're engaged and earning money all the time, not building a standard traditional book of business that I'm tethered to a location. I'm done being tethered personally. So.
Well, come on down to Florida anytime. Everyone seems to be coming from New York anyway.
Yes, and Canada. They're like, shh.
Well, it's great that you all brought this up because we are in 23 countries, and I got to give Michael Valdez and Megan Kelly, the global team, props for this, for growing us globally, because we know now commercial is soon to follow.
Absolutely.
And we're putting all these pieces together. And we know in Canada, we're making moves for hopefully Canada and then Mexico, working with Realty because Realty is paving the way for us to build on top of a strong base. So with that global growth, we're really excited to work with our entire company. But Jennifer, as we kind of close out with this, what do you see your future besides building these base camps in 4 different locations? What is your plan as you're going forward for this next half of the year and kind of for your future?
My plan is to solidify my base, my client base, so that they understand what I'm doing and how I can still help them and work with them with whatever their real estate needs are to get the right people in place. And then just to figure out the game plan to grow these 4 bases that obviously starting with New York, then Dominican Republic, and then I would branch out to Sweden and Colorado.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible business plan. I'm excited to see how that unfolds for you this year.
Me too. Me too.
Well, I know with all the strong women, we're getting more and more. We're definitely going to build a group, like I am building a senior group and other groups that we can all talk and share information and collaborate. But the
Wow.
biggest thing is we partner with so many different groups. We know we can't do it alone. So the way I'm looking at, I'm strong. I'm between 2 powerful women, leaders in the industry, and here at eXp Commercial, we're going to do everything we can to help you on your success, your journey, but also your mentorship and help of other women that want to come into this industry. So get ready to speak more. I know Brittany is already a big leader, Jennifer. We see big things coming up for you around the world too, and growing eXp Commercial. So we want to thank everyone again for taking this time for us to explain eXp Commercial with Brittany and Jennifer. Thank you for being part of our family, and let's all keep working, sharing what this great platform of ours is for eXp Commercial. So everyone have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to reach out to